Well, hello there, Libra. How are you? It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are going to do your mid-January reading. This is good from like now until mid-February. We'll take a look at the overall energy first with the oracle cards, and then we'll go to the tarot for more details. So let's jump into it. Let's see what is on the horizon for you. Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things, and it's the number 40, and 4 plus 0 equals 4. And that is about your home, okay? So I don't know, the very first thing, maybe some of you have mice in your home. It's the energy of taking care of something, the small details, perhaps around your home. Let's see where this is going. There's something that you're overlooking. Yeah, unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be, but it's the energy of wanting to go home. Okay, so I feel like you're uncomfortable where in whatever situation, okay, and it may have to do with your home, it may not have to do with your home, it could be a relationship, it could be your relationship with yourself, finding home within you, knowing who you are. See what we have here. Support. Yeah, I surround myself with supportive people who believe in my dreams. There's support around you wherever you are. Okay, and that may not be a place, that may be like a mindset, but where you are, there is support. And I do feel like you're wanting to get home to yourself, however that might mean. Okay, so that's kind of like coming back to your aligning to who you really and truly are, being more authentic, inner child, right? Coming back home to you. But it's kind of like wherever you are on your journey at this time, you're kind of feeling, I want out of this. I feel like your energy is uncomfortable in whatever situation you are in. Now, I'm going to say that for like the next week, we're still in this Capricorn season. It's pulling along that Pluto in Capricorn energy. It's extending it, okay? Even though Pluto moved into Aquarius back in November. But Pluto in Capricorn, it's been there since 2008. It was in your oh my gosh, it was in your 4th house of home and family. I feel like you had a lot of upheaval, okay, in your home and family house, okay? Like maybe the house that you lived in, they had something to do with that, or the people that you consider, at home. That could be, romantic partners, your children if you have children, extended families, your parents, siblings, whatever. There's a sense that there was a lot of upheaval in that area of your life, and you're wanting to go home. But until we really move into Aquarius season, that Capricorn energy is having you finish out. And it's kind of like, I don't want to be here anymore. I just want to go home. And I'm sending you so much love and hugs. But here's the thing. Spirit wants you to know you're exactly where you need to be right now, because there's a detail in this difficult moment that you're missing, and also to know that your spirit guides and angels are there to support you. You have people around you that are willing to support you. Feel like you may feel like you've been distanced from them, or maybe you feel like they don't want to hear from you. Let's see where this is going. Yeah. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I think there's this sense of returning home. And once again, it doesn't have to literally, don't take that literally. For some of you, it could mean you want to return home, okay, to a childhood home, a childhood city. But I feel like this is a sense of wanting to return home to you. I'm also getting the message, and if this is for you, I'm really sending you a lot of love. The fires out in California, and especially that, you know, the LA area. Some of you maybe have lost your home in that fire. And if you have, I'm sending you so much. That it's just so devastating, right? Or, you know, maybe you're someone that lost your home or your sense of material home sometime over the last 15 years. And it's kind of like that energy is sticking with you because there's something here you're still meant to. Oh, this is beautiful. You're coming into your own. Look at, you're going home. You really are. The very last card, Libra. You're going home. You're going home to who you are. You've had to go on this very long journey. And I'm telling you that Pluto and Capricorn energy, 15 years was difficult, especially for air signs. This is you allowing yourself to say, you know, it's kind of interesting because it says come to the edge, okay? But she's like standing on the edge of this cliff, but it's like almost going back, right? It's kind of like, but seeing it in a new way. I think you're wanting to return. I think you feel like you closed some doors. Those doors are closed. I can't go back. For some of you, that's okay. Like you don't want to go back to abusive or toxic people. I'm not saying that. But I do feel like you have the Page of Cups, right? This could be somebody from your past knocking on your door. So interesting. Wanting to do things again, right? I'm getting a clear energy that, let's see. Yeah, somebody, I feel like somebody, either you are knocking on somebody's door or they are knocking on you. On your door. This is destined, okay? And with the Knight of Cups, this is romantic. This is kind of more romantic. It could be family and friend, but there's an energy here. This is not a new person. We do have the Page of Cups, okay? So it could be a child, if you have an adult child, returning home, okay? It could be you returning back to your childhood home or area, or reuniting with family members, right? Reconnecting to people that have been in your life. There's a sense of an apology of somebody coming back, wanting to return. Destined. This is a destined energy. Having the strength and the courage to take a look at this, because I feel like you're thinking that chapter is closed, okay? But there's still a crack open there. And usually I do not read this card this way. But it's also recognizing you have changed, and I feel like this other person has changed too. You may feel like they haven't. But here's the thing. One of the things that we have to keep in mind is that if we want other people to recognize the change that we have made in ourselves, we also have to be open to the fact that other people can change too. And I know, I've been there. It's kind of like, no, there's no way they change, right? But, right, how can we expect other people to think that we have changed, evolved, worked on ourselves, progressed, if we also don't give that same grace to other people? And I feel like that is part of it, is there's this sense of grace, of acknowledging that they have perhaps become stronger in who they really and truly are more authentic, right? This could be somebody that maybe struggled with addiction or toxic behavior of some sort. Once again, you have to allow yourself to use your intuition. And if this is somebody that has been very manipulative or abusive in the past, this probably isn't that person, okay? You're going to know that. But I feel like there is a sense of recognizing, of going full circle, of understanding. I'm going home. I'm going back to the beginning. Wow, I'm getting really emotional with this because I feel like part of you has been missing this, right? Has been missing, kind of almost determined, right? I'm not going back. Yeah, Page of Cups. Somebody wants to heal something here. Either you are having to make a decision to either reach out to somebody or somebody is reaching out to you, and you have to allow yourself to say, I'm willing to have that conversation, perhaps. Right? It doesn't mean you have to reunite. And for some of you, it could be, an ex-lover or something. You may not reunite in a relationship, but you're coming full circle. You're seeing how each of you has changed and grown. You're acknowledging that to each other, perhaps, and maybe coming to terms with how you move forward, right? Maybe you're not going to go back to being romantic partners, but you definitely have tenderness for each other, right? And you're staying friends or something like that. Yeah, because your obstacle here is that there is a new life that wants to begin. I feel like in this sense of going home, but you're going back and forth. You're kind of like, well, I've changed, but there's no way they've changed. Or you're saying, I've really allowed myself to see a different perspective of that relationship, reaching out to and wanting to reach out to them, but being fearful that they're not going to accept perhaps an apology, right? Or accept your invitation to talk, right? So it's kind of like there's a fear that is either holding you back or them back. But it's understanding, wait a minute, Page of Wands, I want to share good news. I want to share with you what I have learned. See the magnifying glass? I've learned something about myself. And I feel like perhaps this person is reaching out to you and saying, I've learned something about myself, and I'd like to share that with you, right? In a sense of, I see things or whatever occurred. This could be even in your career sector where, you may have gone your own way, may have had a difficult ending in some job or career, and somebody reaching out and saying, oh, I'm after some time, right? I worked on myself and I see this situation differently. Yeah, because here you are, here's your obstacle. You're determined. You have this sense of determination to be attached to your own independence, right? And I'm not saying that that is bad. You want to be able, if this was a relationship that was codependent, you went your own ways, and then you both, this could be a twin flame. This could definitely be a twin flame. So you both went and you did work on your own. You may not have talked to this person for a decade, maybe even since the beginning of Capricorn, back 15 years ago, since 2008. It's kind of like you allow yourself to be more open, I guess, to how people may have changed. Allow yourself to, because here's the thing, Libra, if I think you're going to miss a huge opportunity of learning, okay? Learning information or why this person did what they did or whatever. If you have a closed mind, right? Or you think that there is something strong here about thinking why they did what they did, right? Okay, so I put up a video on Saturday. We had the North Node move into Pisces and the South Node move into Virgo. If you did not see that, I would really recommend it because that energy is kind of coming out and playing in here. So the Pisces North Node is very magical, okay? It literally is magical things happening on your path, Okay. And then, and it plays out for the next 18 months. But the Virgo shadow elements are going to prevent us from stepping into our magical destiny. And here's your destiny, right? So the Pisces magical destiny is available to you. You have to allow yourself to overcome, work through Virgo shadow energies of perfectionism, being overly critical of yourself or others, expecting perfection out of yourself or others, anxiety or over-analysis, right? Like kind of like analysis paralysis. There's this energy here of kind of like my way, seeing things from your perspective, wanting to stay independent instead of in a group. Because there's a group here that I think maybe came to an end in some way, but you're kind of like sitting here thinking, no, that can't come back together. I'm staying distant from that. But here's the thing. There's a new way of looking at this situation, this relationship, right? It's all about the expectations. You have certain expectations of who this person is. And it's allowing yourself to say, wait a minute, today's a new day. Maybe this person, I'm going to allow myself to have open mind to the fact that this person maybe has changed, has learned more about themselves. Because I think you've changed, right? Yeah, because here you are. Here's your advice. You've left the dark clouds. You're in this brighter energy, right? You're wanting to increase your happiness, your joy, your abundance in the world. You're wanting to come home to yourself. The thing is that this situation in the past, and I think it has something to do with family, I really do. The situation in the past is preventing you from going home to yourself, right? Whether that's your childhood family or whatever. It's kind of like allowing yourself to see, oh my gosh, and then you have the Pisces energy here. Like, I feel like you know instinctively, right? Your intuition is guiding you back to how can this work out. You're seeing it in a different perspective. Yeah, look at this. You have creative energy, very much. Divine feminine energy, divine masculine, right? Allowing yourself to bring this balance within your own energy, but perhaps allowing yourself to see a relationship or a group of people from a different perspective, a more balanced energy. Understanding. I think for some of you, this may not resonate. For those of you that this resonates, it's because you have done a lot of soul work. You're able to see this situation from that spiritual perspective, right? You're able to see how the different characters in this situation played out in order for people perhaps to go their separate ways, to work on themselves, right? But now it's time to allow people to share their stories of their healing journey. Wow, powerful energy here. I feel like this is either twin flame, and you understand the concept of that and what that means, right? Or it could be a group of people. Yeah, you're getting the truth. So that you can drop the burden. Could have something to King of Pentacles, King of Cups. Yeah, I feel like it's how your emotions have held you back from being able to step into a new way of seeing this, right? Yeah, King of Cups, King of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. Understanding. So let's see what this mouse spirit is, because I did want to say, somebody's speaking their truth here, right? It's coming in alignment with who you are and how other people, seeing other people in a different way. You have the Temperance energy, right? Like Archangel Michael is working on this, helping you to drop the burden of, it's almost like, okay, this is the energy that I'm feeling, is that like holding on to, okay, being convinced that this person is a certain way. And I feel like this is somebody you have not seen in a long time. Being convinced that this person is still the same, okay? You have changed, but you're thinking that person is still the same, is holding you back from having this beautiful energy and coming home to yourself. When you allow yourself to say, they may have changed. I'm praying that they've changed, right? I'm open to the idea that they may have changed too. It allows you to open your heart to kind of like soften. There's an energy of soften your energy so that you're open to new people and opportunities to love, to bring in. So the thing that's holding you back from perhaps new love or reuniting with this person, whichever one is resonating for you, right, is just the idea that people don't change, right? That it's kind of like nitpicking. That's what this energy is, nitpicking. This person could have nitpicked about you. You could have nitpicked about them, all right? It's kind of like, but it's understanding. Yeah. This is, wow, Empress energy. Yeah. I think for some of you, it could be mother. It doesn't have to be. Could be a divine counterpart. But this is you in your divine feminine energy, allowing yourself to say, yes, I see things in a new way. Look at King of Wands, Tower, coming in suddenly. Breaking open. I think you're finding out a truth about this person. I mean, in a way that I think you're finding out a different aspect. You're seeing this person in a different way. So you could be finding out a truth about somebody. Okay, let's say you were on a jury, okay, and the person on trial. Let's go back like 100 years, and you're on a jury, and there's a person there that stole bread, and they have all of the facts, right? The police, have all the facts. They have witnesses. Everybody saw the person steal the bread. Okay, so you're on the jury and you're being asked, okay, is the person guilty or is the person innocent? And here you are, right? You're on the jury. You get to decide, is the person guilty or is the person innocent, right? And you could even, the person themselves may have said, yes, I did take the bread. And you're like, okay, guilty. And then you're kind of like harboring that person is guilty. That person is bad. They did something wrong, right? Very much that King of Swords energy. Things are either right or wrong, good or bad, black or white, right? It's kind of like there is no gray. And it's kind of like, okay, they're guilty, off with their head or whatever they did back then, And it's kind of like, okay, but did anybody ask, why did they steal the bread? That's the truth. Somebody did something that was hurtful to you. I'm not denying that. But the thing is that you're missing a piece of truth. So what happens if you're on that jury and then finally somebody says, well, okay, so they even admitted they stole the bread. Well, why? Why did you steal the bread? And the person may say, well, I lost my job and I don't have any money and I have 3 starving children at home. I stole the bread, not for me, but I stole the bread for my children. Does that change the way that you see the situation? And I think that is part of this. You're getting a different piece of information about the situation. Are they still guilty of stealing the bread? Yes. But can you have more compassion and understanding, knowing that they weren't stealing the bread for themselves, but they were stealing it to feed their children? Yes. And that's where you're coming into this energy of understanding that everything isn't right and wrong, black and white, yes and no. It's there a very much more of an Aquarian energy. Capricorn is very much, this way or this way. There's only two choices, right? And you're either right or you're wrong. And this is you coming into that. Okay, yes, I can see that, stealing bread is wrong. However, I have compassion for people who are hungry and don't have a way to pay for the bread. And how, I think you're even stepping into an energy of how can I help people like that, right? How can I help? How can I bring a sense of greater good and kindness, compassion, so that people either don't have to steal bread or we have more compassion for people that are put into that situation. But I don't think this has to do with bread, right? This has to do with somebody that hurt you, that, and now it's kind of like you're attached to the idea. No, it doesn't matter what they did. I think you're seeing it from a spiritual level. You're seeing that maybe there is an energy of compassion and forgiveness in the situation because you're seeing it from a higher perspective, right? In the 3D, nobody would ask the person why they stole the bread. In the 5D, in the spiritual realm, that's kind of like, okay, can we understand what was going through your head when you stole that? That's the energy you're moving into. Understanding I'm moving to a higher perspective. And that's why you could have some things popping up for you now. You're going back and revisiting some decisions that you may have made about people, whether they were right or wrong, right? In alignment with you or not. Understanding, first of all, they could have changed. Second of all, why did they do that, right? Maybe there is a reason that they did that. Maybe I'm missing a piece of information. Wow, powerful. Libra, you have had that energy of taking, and I know there's going to be people commenting because Libra, I'll have to admit, you have the most I guess negative comments, right? It's kind of like an energy of that. But I think that I don't take it personally because I feel like you're working through something here, right? You're allowing yourself to perhaps recognize where maybe in the past somebody was, that King of Swords energy with you. Could have been a parent. This is right, this is wrong. Right? Could have been a religion. This is right, this is wrong. You grew up with that. And now what you're recognizing, this uncomfortable feeling that you're kind of in and you want to get out of, right? You have to allow yourself to kind of work through this, work through those Virgo negative energies of being overly critical or perfectionistic or whatever. Work through those so that you can open up to saying, yeah, everybody's going to make mistakes. Everybody's going to do things for reasons we don't know, right? It's kind of like allowing people to be more graceful with others and attracting in more grace for yourself, because we can't have people be more graceful with us, allow us more grace if we're not graceful with them, other people, right? Just in general. Wow, amazing. I feel like Libra, you are like stepping into, I really have been saying this for the last 6 months. I think you're the most spiritually opening zodiac sign I have right now, because you're allowing yourself to work through some of these shadow elements that are difficult to take a look at, but are opening you to enjoying life more. Let's put it that way, right? It's kind of like if we can allow ourselves to let go of the over critical sense that we all have, judging everything as good or bad or blaming people or whatever. We have a lot of that going on in our society right now. We can move past that and have more grace for each of us, right? More grace for ourselves and more grace for others. we enjoy life more, right? Because we're not always trying to analyze something. Oh, is this person in alignment with me or not? No, well, maybe they don't see the world the way you do, but maybe they're a fun person to be with, right? Or maybe they have creative talents that you enjoy being around, right? You have a creative, right? Maybe they're highly creative and they inspire you to be more creative in your life. It's understanding that we can have nuances, more flexibility, more grace, just more grace. Yeah. What am I looking for outside myself that is already within me? Yeah, Libra. This is the energy of understanding that the external world can't tell me if I'm good or bad as long as I know who I am, right? But it also means that we can't judge who other people are. They only know who they are. Right? I mean, we have to allow it to go both ways. We have to have those balanced scales. If we want that for ourselves, then we also have to be willing to give it to other people. Yes. Okay, so it says, are you looking for more guidance, confidence, peace, wisdom, love, or something else? When we search outside ourselves, we can become overwhelmed, frustrated, and never feel quite good enough. Okay, so here's the message I'm getting is that you're in this unknown territory. You're trying to find the answers outside of yourself. This is the energy. You don't have to go outside. Remember, I started off saying the answer is right in front of you. Right? There's something right in front of you. Yeah, that's you. That's you finding you. Understanding I can't find the answers out there. I'm coming back to who I am. I'm loving myself for who I am. And I'm allowing myself to have grace for myself and for others. Wow, beautiful energy. Libra, just gorgeous, just gorgeous. Thank you so much for shining your loving light so brightly in the world. I know that is difficult at this time, but allowing yourself to not be judged by other people because you are shining your light brightly, not to allow that to prevent you from shining your light, right? Allowing yourself to really step into that and say, this is who I am, but allowing yourself to be graceful and flexible with people that are still working on that, right? It is a little bit of that energy. There's a great awakening right now. You've awakened, okay? But there are other people that haven't quite got there yet, right? Having grace, having a little bit of grace for those people as they are awakening. Understanding that you are a teacher, a guide for them. So allowing yourself to be in that light and not be overly critical of your students. Yeah. And I don't mean that, you really are, because I think part of it is that you're being overly critical of yourself. This is allowing yourself to let go of any guilt or shame that is associated with that. I know I'm a Gemini sun, but I can totally relate to this. I think it's being shown to all of us. Where are we being a little bit short-tempered, impatient, right? Because you had the temperance energy here, right? Where are you being short-tempered, impatient with people that don't see the world you see the way you see it? Does not mean that they're bad or wrong, right? As allowing them to get there in their own way. Wow, beautiful, just gorgeous. All right, well, Libra, I'm going to leave it there. I do personal readings. If you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I really would be so honored to do a reading for you. I wish you so much love and light. Please check out that nodal video. I'll have that posted here at the end. It may be already up here. And also your Libra 2025 reading. I wish you so much love and light. Thank you so much for shining your light brightly. Much love and light. Bye for now.